Hey everyone, and welcome back to BeamNG.drive. Continuing on with doing the missions. Last episode I finished off Small Island, USA, so we are now beginning Utah. I kind of forgot the name there for a moment. Figured it might be best to start out with a rally car. So I've gotten my full-blown 1.6 liter rally car. I have a few rally cars, a couple more stock versions, but this one will be more fun here. Also, Utah is where I tuned pretty much all of the cars in my configuration pack. By the way, we have our fast travel, quick travel, gas stations, and then races. I'm going to start off with AI races. I will skip the bus mode as usual because that's boring. And then the cannon stuff I find kind of boring, but it should be interesting. And then we have collection, some quote-unquote crawling. I find the crawling stuff, the vanilla crawling stuff, to not be the greatest. A delivery, I might skip the garage-to-garage stuff. A hypermiling, knockaway, some jumps, and then time trials. So it'll probably take a few episodes to get through Utah, but without any further whatever, let's get started. First one is an AI race, bridge race. Third, second, or first. Have to use a Grand Marshal for this. No traffic and 3 opponents. Okay, ridge race. Race with your opponents and try to get ahead of them before the finish line. You can power up, upright as often as you want. Once you reach a checkpoint, you can recover your car back to it as usual. Looks like we are all driving pretty much the same Grand Marshal, so let's get into it. I think I've done this race. It's been a long time ago, so I don't quite remember. But I do know the roads on Utah fairly well. I usually come up here when I'm testing, not down, so I'm making it a little timid. And I'm not used to this car. Come on. Why would you slam on the brakes there? The base Grand Marshals, like the vanilla ones and the basic ones, tend to be kind of slow and heavy and whatnot. It's a pretty heavy car. I think it's based off of a Ford Crown Vic. Mixed between that and like a 90s Impala or something, but once you upgrade the suspension and whatnot and tune it properly, it's actually a really fun car to drive. It handles really well. It drifts pretty well. It can be really fast. Well, not like super fast, but pretty fast for what it is. I went a little too fast around the corner, had some understeer. Now my alignment is messed up. I find that the parts in Beam need to be a little bit stronger, like especially with certain steering components and whatnot. The steering on the hopper breaks way too easy. And then the rock sliders on the crawlers bend super easy. You basically just tap a rock and they're all bent. Come on. I didn't get there for a second. If I was more used to the car, I could have done better, especially if I didn't understeer so much on that one corner. But yeah, the bumpers are a lot weaker than they should be, especially the tube bumpers. Just, they need to make things a bit stronger in this. It's gonna do this again, isn't it? Yep. Okay. Another thing my game has been doing is staying black after a mission for some reason. It started doing that last night. So hopefully that doesn't mess up the recording and stuff too much. Either way, next is Highway Battle. yeah, it's being a little bit of a pain in the butt. Alright, highway battle. Push to the limit along the highway and find ways to push past the aggressive racers. Watch out for the sudden left turn before the highway tunnels. And then typical flippy stuff. Looks like there's 2 sunbursts, an ETKIC, and a moonhawk. Wonder what we're driving. Probably this one. Yeah, I wish I could use my sunburst. Sunburst, I feel, is a bit of an underrated car. I don't drive it nearly as much as other cars, but again, tuned properly. Even the normal vanilla variants are pretty good, but tuned properly with the right parts and stuff, it can be crazy. But as I've said before, one of the weirdest things I find about this car is that moonhawk made me go wide. But yeah, one of the things I find weird about this car is it handles better with the rear sway bar being stiffer than the front, where typically you want the front to be stiffer. But it's a pretty good like recreation for a Subaru. I did not mean to pit maneuver the black one. Hopefully they didn't get too messed up. It is just AI, so I'm not too worried about it. If I was playing online, I'd feel terrible for that. But doing a lot better than the other race so far. Like I said, this is where I typically tune my cars, so I'm pretty used to the roads around here, especially these main bigger ones. Yeah, I quite like Subarus, so especially the Imprezas. I'm surprised I don't drive this more often. That was a quick race. This map is pretty small. And it's doing the black screen again, so I have to hide the UI, bring up the map, show the UI again. I'll see if I can fix it after I record this. On to the next one. Okay. We have to use a Legrand, third, second, or first, as usual. Okay. Wild West trails. Race with some rally-tuned cars along the dusty trails. Careful, some corners are tighter than they seem. That's a good bit of advice for pretty much every corner on this map. By the way, in we go. Another kind of underrated car I feel is the Bruckle Legrand. It makes a great daily, and then again, with the right parts and the right tuning and stuff, it can be an absolute monster. It can be super fast. The rally parts for it are actually really good. I have my own rally variant of it, and it is actually a really awesome car. It's pretty strong too, especially with being an older car. Come on, get out of the way. I'm kind of surprised they make you race against 2 ETKIs in that. I can't really tell, but this might have a V6 in it. Pretty sure you can put either an inline 4 or a V6 in this. No, stop pushing me. But the one downside I don't like about this car is you can't turbocharge the V6, you can only supercharge it. And I'm not entirely sure if you can make it all-wheel drive. I think you can. wish you could make the Corvette all-wheel drive without a mod. There is a very good all-wheel drive mod. There's a couple all-wheel drive mods for the Corvette. Billman88, I believe his online alias is. He made one where he took the Sunburst drivetrain and put it in the Corvette, and it's not the greatest. But there's two more mods, I believe, that make the Corvette all-wheel drive, and one of them is really good. But as you can tell, this car is actually surprisingly good in races and whatnot. Ready, continue here. Ooh, it didn't mess up this time. Awesome. Alrighty, that is it for the AI races. We need more AI races. Skipping bus mode onto cannon. I don't really like the cannon missions. Deal as much damage as possible to the delivery of luxurious cars before they can reach the tunnel with the help of some cannon. I do not remember how to use the cannons, so we'll see how this goes. Deal at least 50,000, 150,000, and 300,000 damage. Wow. Okay, looks like the cannons are placed up along the ridge. There's a pretty big gap where there aren't cannons, it looks like. So, okay, so it drives like a normal vehicle. And then kind of forget everything else. Oops. Okay, so A is to fire. And I think we only get one shot, so I now need to change to the next one. How do we go up and down? I forget how to actually, like, adjust the cannon. I hit it? Nope, I missed. Fire a little bit sooner. Oh, and hit it. I am not good at these cannon ones, especially not knowing how to adjust it. Okay, page up and down. I tried that on the other cannon and it wasn't working. See if I can get the truck to hit this cannonball head on. I missed again. I'm so bad at doing this. There we go, one. Ooh, such a bad spot for the cannon. And here. One, there we go. That was a much better hit that time. No more cannons left, so let's see what happens to the truck. Caught fire. I didn't even get the bottom amount of stars. Wait. Oh, I did 469,000 damage. I thought I only got 40,000. Okay. Not too bad, I guess. And now I'm a cannon. Kinda dumb how you only get one ball for it, but it kinda makes sense. I'm going to switch back to a normal vehicle. I do not want to set this as default. I want this wonderful truck to be my default. And my HUD is done. Nope, there we go. Okay. On to the next cannon one. Pigeons on the roof. Clear the roof of the annoying pigeon. Interesting. Alright. Return. There we go. It was taking a while to load, so I actually stopped recording and stopped my timer, and then I hit escape a couple times and it paused, and I could go back, and it was being weird. Either way, pigeons on the roof. Those darn birds are on my roof again. Time to take them down once and for all. There's 4 of them, but I only have 3 cannons. The targets will be static, so they're not moving. Page up and down will adjust the cannon. Fire with A, switch to the next one using tab. I'm gonna go for the yellow one first because this one. I could probably get a decent angle to hit 2 in the middle at the same time. I should have probably used this one to hit the 2 in the middle. Alright, next cannon. Oh, nope. Should be able to hit the 2 in the middle with this one. I get a little bit closer. I probably don't need to actually adjust where they are, but oops. I tried pressing handbrake, and these don't have a handbrake. Brake is the fire button. Oh wow. Let's see if I can perhaps bounce the ball off of that one and have it come down and hit the other one. I'm gonna go right there and see what happens. Right over, of course. And as I said, I don't really like doing the cannon stuff, so I'm not really worried about that. And I'm trying to get all the missions done and over with, so I can focus a bit more on career mode. Marker collection, campsite cleanup, Gambler 500. I do not want to do this with... Okay. Gotta use the Autabella Piccolina, probably the weird one. Collect 8, 10, and 12 markers. Alright, looks like we gotta go pretty far, and we're using the weird version of the Piccolina. Oh my. Campsite cleanup, Gambler 500. After mass trash bagging around the site, the bags need collecting quickly before the coach of campers arrive. Game mode is survival. Try to collect as many markers as you can. You have 3 minutes and 20 seconds to are upright at most 3 times. Good luck. This should be interesting, especially driving this version of the Piccolina. This is actually the first time I've driven it. Properly driven it. I really don't get the point of putting a bathtub in the front of this. Like, yes, there's more storage that way, I guess, but just so weird. They can do stuff like this, but we're still waiting on, like, a hopper refresh and whatnot. Just so weird. Taking the bumps pretty well. This would be so much more fun if I had a racing sim still, but I'll get one again eventually. And this is definitely not the most efficient way to go around and get these. Also, the way the front suspension is made, it has a single leaf spring. I think it's like a transverse leaf spring or something. And it helps with basic compression when both wheels go up or down, but it doesn't do anything for each wheel on its own. So a suspension setup like this can actually have quite a bit of flex. Upright. That's gonna mess up my recording a bit. Good thing handbrake, so like that. There's 8 markers. Yeah, this one isn't too hard, but you definitely need to take a good route through them all to really get them all in a decent time. Oh, and there goes a wheel. I'll just keep going. This setup is so weird. I think the drag version uses the same front suspension. One more. Should be able to go get it. Come on, go, go, go. Especially if I still had all my wheels. On a side note, I will be trying to make leaf springs in gearblocks soon. That went well. But yeah, the front end on this is so weird. Like, you can see how there's nothing keeping it from flexing. It's just the one leaf with a pivot point in the middle, so it doesn't have any limits to its flex at all, other than the shocks and this little middle link. Such a weird car. I wish I could put these lights on the front of the hopper. I'll figure it out. Either way, on to the crawling. Dried River Crawl. I probably have to use that D series as well. I wish I could use my own crawlers for this, but we'll see. Yeah, have to use the D series in order to... Man, that's so annoying. You can only get the stars with the default vehicles, which, in a way, it makes sense because then people can't cheat and whatnot. Like how I've complained a few times about people getting world records with just a chassis, which shouldn't count. But, whatever. Either way, Dried River Crawl. Here, don't be afraid of flipping over or falling dozens of meters. It is an easy crawl trail, perfect for learning or just relaxing. Your goal is to reach the end of the crawling course. If you leave the area for 5 seconds, you will fail a challenge. Reaching a yellow checkpoint will create a new recovery position. Use R or the menu to recover to your latest recovery position. You can restart the challenge by resetting again after recovery, or use good luck. This is going to be super easy because this is one of the places I go for tuning vehicles. My crawlers and stuff. I either come here or do it on Johnson Valley. The majority of my tuning is done here in Utah, and then my Baja and crawlers are typically tuned on Johnson Valley. But my main E-Series, the blue, white, and gold one, white, blue, and gold one I should say, that's my default vehicle, was tuned here and on these rocks and stuff. So as long as you stay to the left, but not too far. Here we go. This is super easy. Just leave it in 4 low. Differentials locked. I've crawled up this area so many times. I've even climbed up over there. A little bit harder, you have to do it on a bit of an angle, but... Oh, we gotta go back down now. Unlock the differentials. Might as well put it into 4 high now. Go back down. I also don't drive this version of the D-Series much. I do really like chuggies and stuff, but I don't like how the lower links for the front 4-link, the cross member is so low. And it's just so big and heavy. I like my crawler version much more. And there we go. All done. Super easy. Finish under 240. But I did do it under 240. Why am I not getting all of them? My time was 209. I should have all of them. All the stars. Interesting. I don't know why it didn't give me all the stars for that. I will do the next crawl. And then I will have to leave the rest of them for next week. Own or provided. Have to use provided for the stars like usual. 2 minutes, 140, and 115. Alright, short cliff crawl. It's kind of a bit of a tongue twister. Short but very dangerous crawl. Make sure to take your time or your truck will be good for the junkyard. And typical other stuff. This should go very easily. I'm assuming I have to go up here. I figured I'd be going along the cliff, not up it. Try not to roll the truck before I even get to the rocks. It's more of a hill climb than an actual crawl. I'm surprised there isn't a crawl mission that goes along the entire cliff face. Like starting way on that end and along here. But I've done this so many times in so many different vehicles that it's just second nature to me, pretty much now, coming along here. I've done this with different variants of the D series, the Hopper. I've even done this in the van, the H series. I've done this in the Autobello Stambucco. Yeah, it's just the end little bit, which is like the easiest part of this trail. There are much harder sections of this they could have done this on. Surprised this truck doesn't have a lower gearing in it. And then I'm gonna cheat a little bit around this way. Alrighty. Apparently now it's saying I got all of them, even though I did it in 1:30, so maybe something's glitched, I don't know. But either way, that is it for today. No rally yet, but we will get to do some rally at some point. I'm sure a few of the, whatchamacallit? Oh, the IA broke again. I'm sure the time trials will have quite a few rallies in them. But either way, until then, until next week. If you have any questions, tips, tricks, anything you want me to check out, feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you want to try out this truck, or any of my other configurations that I've used in these missions videos, the link to my configuration pack will be in the description. If you like this video, consider subscribing because I do this every week, and I'm also, as I mentioned, going through the career mode now. I also do like tuning videos and stuff, and lots of stuff on other games. And I'm working on a mod pack, so once I finally upload that, I will do a video on that also. Either way, as always, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.